So guys, today Bola Tinubu, angrily came out and listed the names of people that actually planned that particular, fake coup that actually, wanted to happen in the country. Remember, Bola Tinubu cancelled the October 1st, being the Independence Day celebration, because of this same coup. And many people are like, who are these people? Which region are they from? And all that. I'm going to explain to you the names and how Bola Tinubu's presidency angrily released everything that actually happened and the names of those, even some officers that have been detained. We will check their names and we check their history. Again, the North actually came out today and started defending Nnamdi Kanu and, told James Omotosho that Nnamdi Kanu has the right to actually, file for this particular case, which I'm going to, explain to you what these particular Northerners are saying. It came as a shock that the Northern lawyers and, legal, luminary are actually coming out to even, tell James Omotosho that Nnamdi Kanu has the right to do this and to do that. We are going to dissect and, explain everything so you understand what's actually going on. Let us even start from the coup. Because if these people that actually planned this coup were Igbo men, by now this particular country could have actually been or probably be turned upside down. Meanwhile, let me show you in proper context. So, as you could see on the screen, they said Nigerian military reveals the identity of naval officer among detained military personnel. They said an officer of the Nigerian Navy, being Lieutenant Commander A. Abdullahi, meaning he's from the north, has been identified as one of the senior military officers detained by the Defense Intelligence Agency for allegedly planning a coup d'etat to overthrow President Bola Tinubu. The Sahara reporters had exclusively reported the arrest and subsequent detention of the senior military officers led by an army brigadier general for planning a coup on October 1st Independence Day celebration. While the Nigerian military in a statement claimed the detention of the officers was linked to repeated failure in promotion examination and perceived career stagnation, top sources had revealed that they were actually arrested over a coup plot. A top source from the Nigerian military authorities told Sahara reporters on Thursday, being today, that a naval officer and 2 Air Force personnel are among the detained officers, while the others are from the Nigerian Army. The authoritative source identified the Navy personnel as Lieutenant Commander B. Abdullahi. Abdullahi is of the 56th regular course of the Nigerian Defense Academy. The detained officer, drawn from the Army, Navy and Air Force, have been held over 3 weeks in an undisclosed Abuja facility under what sources described as unusual and suspicious conditions. Family members have told Sahara reporters they initially believed their relatives had been kidnapped, as there was no official communication from the military regarding the arrest. Earlier, Sahara reporters had revealed one of the alleged leaders of the plot as one Lieutenant Colonel R. Makora. Like I told you earlier, it was trial service. 2 Air Force personnel, one from Bayelsa State and other from Jigawa, that the main people perpetrating or probably planning that particular coup were 3. That they were 2 Air Force personnel, one from Bayelsa State and other from Jigawa. And also a naval officer was arrested. He is B. Abdullahi from the 56th regular course. And the sources told Sahara reporters. And also, people should know that Sahara reporters reported exclusively on Thursday how some Nigerian Army personnel raided the Abuja residence of former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and ex-governor of Bayelsa State, being Mr. Tinubu Silva, in connection with the alleged coup plot currently under investigation by the DIA, being Defense Intelligence Agency. Multiple security sources told the newspaper that the army raid occurred at Silva's home in the Maitama area of Abuja. According to insiders, a special military team carried out the operation after intelligence linked the former SASAT governor to secret meetings allegedly held with some of the detained military officers. Nigeria Army special team ransacked the home of Tinubu Silva, who is believed to have fled Nigeria. One top source familiar with the development had told Sahara reporter. So they are claiming that Tinubu Silva, a former Bayelsa State governor and former minister, was one of the people that actually, planned this particular coup with some of the detained military officers and 2 Air Force marshals, which then their names, have been listed above and all that. Now, the point I'm making is, you could see the people actually involved in this particular, coup. Imagine if it was an Igbo person or probably Igbo military officers. By now, the country might be in a very big civil war. But these are the Northerners. Majority of them are the Northerners planning this particular coup. I have told Bola Tinubu, the reason I'm saying this is we are not ideologically the same. Whenever the North is not in power, immediately the North do not have power. They become so uncomfortable. Look at the 1999 Constitution. Look at the 1999 Constitution. The 1999 Constitution was drafted up by northern governors. That is why we have marginalization of some, ethnic groups in the country, especially the Igbos. The 1999 Constitution only favors them in a constitution that permits Sharia and gives a greater quota to the north. So whenever they are not in power, it makes them so uncomfortable that they want to do anything to get over power. Now, this is a sign. It's a very simple something. We are not together. We are not the same. Ideologically, we are not the same. The good thing Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do, which even his own lawyer has actually, told him, is to sign a referendum. Let's first conduct a referendum. Let people come together and say, hey, I want to be part of this, or I don't want to be part of this particular country, which is what referendum is all about. Other than, having this unnecessary instability in the country, which was the same thing Nnamdi Kanu told them. Nnamdi Kanu has been one of the pioneer members of referendums, telling them the bitter truth, that ideologically we're not the same. We don't even like ourselves, especially when these people are not in power. When they don't have the power, they will try and do anything to destabilize the current government. They did it to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Even use Boko Haram to destabilize. It's something that is now back, biting them and disturbing them. Now they had to create insecurity to chase Goodluck Ebele Jonathan away. The same thing now they want to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The best, I'm going to do another video on this. For the best Bola Ahmed Tinubu could do is to return us back to regional rule or total dissolution. Grant a referendum. Listen to your lawyer and grant a referendum. Meanwhile, that's another story for another video. Let me read out how some northern leaders had to, or some northern lawyers came out today and started talking to James Omotosho and telling James Omotosho that Nnamdi Kanu has the right to challenge the jurisdictional prudence of his case. Nnamdi Kanu told James Omotosho that you don't have jurisdiction to try me. You don't have the locus standi to try me. He told him, you don't have the locus standi to try me. You don't have the locus standi because my extraordinary rendition is illegal, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made it clear that if you illegally rendition someone to the country, you don't have any right to try him or even to detain him. So on what grounds is James Omotosho trying Nnamdi Kanu, who is a kidnapped victim and who was illegally renditioned back to the country? So this particular lawyer, as you could see on the screen, that his name is Abubakar Masha, defends Nnamdi Kanu's right to file fresh objection as court case turns deeply political. Let us read in proper context to see what this Abubakar is saying. Of course, some people in the north, some lawyers in the north still have their conscience, and they are telling James Omotosho, this particular man has the right to, file for this particular objection. James Omotosho wanted to shut Nnamdi Kanu up, telling him you don't have any right to challenge the jurisdictional, capacity of this court, that one has actually passed, and the court has the jurisdiction. But it's a lie. James Omotosho, he himself knows that the Federal High Court, do not have the right to try Nnamdi Kanu. Now let us read in proper context to see what this Abubakar Masha said in defense of Nnamdi Kanu. They said, human rights lawyer Abubakar Masha has defended the rights of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, being Nnamdi Kanu, to file a fresh objection against the terrorism-related charges brought against him by the Nigerian court. Masha, who described the move as legally sound and founded on strong legal principle, said that the trial of the IPOB leader is deeply political, which is the truth. It is deeply political. In a statement made available to Sahara reporters on Tuesday, Masha argued that Kanu's latest application to challenge the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court was both lawful and consistent with long-established legal doctrine. That the application of Nnamdi Kanu to file further objection to his charge is founded on strong legal principle and pedestal. He said, it does not amount to foreclosure of his defense, neither is it tantamount to resting his case on that of the prosecution. The lawyer stressed that Kanu raising such an objection at this stage of the proceedings was perfectly permissible under Nigerian law. James Omotosho wanted to say they've passed that stage, that Kanu can no longer bring the issue of his illegal extraordinary rendition. And this Abubakar is telling James Omotosho is a lie. It is legally permissible for anybody to bring up this particular case, even at this stage of the trial. Masha explained that the trial judge was duty-bound to consider and rule on any application properly filed before the court. Indeed, a judge is bound to hear and rule one way or the other every application brought to him, even if he feels the application is foolish, he said. According to him, Kanu's decision to challenge the jurisdictional footing of his charge is a legitimate step in his defense. By proposing a fresh objection challenging the jurisdictional footing of his charge, Nnamdi Kanu is legally right. It is only upon the determination of the objection that the court can move to the next stage. If the objection succeeds, the case terminates. If otherwise, then he has to enter his defense properly. So the case is saying, or this particular man, Abubakar Masha from the north, is saying that James Omotosho must first of all pause his trial and attend and address the issue of jurisdiction. That it is only when he has concluded addressing the issue of jurisdiction that he can forge ahead with the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, and then Nnamdi Kanu can start opening up his defense. But if he refuses to do that, that means he is actually disobeying the law. You know, what James Omotosho is running away from is what everybody knows, that he lacks the jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu. It is an established fact. There is no constitution that even gives him the right. I said it here earlier here that Nnamdi Kanu case is becoming deeply political, which is the same thing this guy said. In the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999, you don't have any jurisdiction to try him because, like I said, Nnamdi Kanu remains a kidnapped victim, so you don't have any jurisdiction to try him. Even the Constitution said that if you illegally rendition someone, you must not detain, you must not try the person. Rather, you must return the person back to wherever you kidnapped him or her from. And James Omotosho knows this fact, that his illegal and extraordinary rendition has been established. So what all of them are doing is to run away from challenging, or run away from actually addressing the issue of jurisdiction, which is tied down to his illegal extraordinary renditioning. So they are running away from it.